Everybody, Shiny Sephiroth here for a little bit of a different video than I normally do. This one is in regard to the daily tournament. And all of a sudden, one of my co-competitors, Dombois, has been giving me a right big headache. Normally, my big headache when it comes to the daily tournament is Walls. I can't even come close to beating him. He's got a lot more money invested into this game than I do. And then Onyx Ghost is about 50-50. But Dombois suddenly has been giving me a run for my money. And since yesterday afternoon, I've had the hardest time. I've beaten him randomly and rarely. So I wanted to... I worked this morning on figuring out different combinations of my team to not only figure out how to beat him, but more importantly, help me understand the mechanics of the game a little bit better and see if I could figure out how to counter things. So for this, what I did was I told myself that I would keep fighting him until I won 2 in a row. And I'll go ahead and use this one. I think that's a good one as an example of what I've been dealing with when trying to fight him. So I'll go ahead and switch this to 1 speed to get more time to speak in between attacks. The big issue I was getting, and I've been moving things around, was trying to get rid of the massive amounts of damage his Godslayer was churning out. I don't know if he has orb or something like that. I'm unable to see his equipment, but his Godslayer is able to hit multiple times, not even counting time's influence. So it does seem as if his time has original time stone at level 30 or at level 25, max level attached. So often his Godslayer was hitting very hard. Only in recent bouts did I decide to put Julianne in his column because she's a Superman character and Superman is weak to darkness. But then I thought, you know what? My Julianne is pretty defense heavy and she has the angel wings. That helps her evasion. So I thought that would help out. I also put Lucas with Divine Prayer in the same column because even though his HP isn't up to snuff, the Divine Prayer was supposed to get him more HP, more chances to heal himself, and Dark versus Dark doesn't give Godslayer any advantage. However, it blew up in my face like a couple of other times. Things similar like to that happened. And it was just very, very frustrating because I wasn't able to stop his Godslayer from being able to use his bully attack. And upon having that, every time the Godslayer killed somebody, which his strikers didn't help at all, right there, you see that that happened. He would basically get immunity from getting KO'd. And even though my Pierre is supposed to be there with waiting game to take him out every time he got hit, the people he KO'd would revive him and stop him from dying and just make him an unbeatable machine. I'm not sure. I hope this is the one. There was one that was just absolute travesty to watch, and I'll switch it to 2 speed. See if this is actually. I'll skip to the end. I think this is the one. But it was so difficult to watch. As you can see here, I did my strategy again. I think I just won using this team, so I was like, okay, I'll do it again. This is my 2 times in a row. And I do have to say, I don't want to admit how long I've been working on this battle today. But yeah, so we have here standard fare. Laura's doing her thing. But with Lucas on both teams, it makes it very difficult for pre-battle missiles to really do much impact. But that is Lucas's purpose, to help stop Laura from obliterating different teams. And we got really lucky here, and I thought that we were going to be good because Time targeted Laura instead of Godslayer. So she did her missiles early. We still had a really good defense going. So I thought, hey, we're going well. So far, Godslayer hasn't been able to KO anybody, so he doesn't have any defense boosts, and his attack didn't do much here. So we're good to go. Knocked out time. Pierre's going to kick in here soon, but before he could, his Godslayer's thorns knocked out my Pierre. But my Godslayer is going in good. Knocked out their Lucas. And I think this is why he has orbs. He went and he was able to attack again. And now it's just down to my Godslayer and his defender and his Godslayer. And then it's just my defender, my Lucas, and my Godslayer versus his. So you'd think, hey, I'm gonna be okay. Both of us have KOs on our belts. And boom, but one of his KOs revives him. He goes and attacks, and we're just trading blows back and forth. Very frustrating. But I've knocked out people, so I get defended. But he's got those thorns, which I don't have on mine yet. So it's a back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And in the end, his thorns, notwithstanding his higher level as well, made the difference. On that note, though, I would have to say, for me to be only at VIP 11 and to have some of these other people be at such a higher VIP than myself. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, he's VIP 14. That is literal thousands of dollars spent on this game. Like probably 3, maybe 4 times as much money as I've spent on this game. I have not spent nearly that much money. Also, I might be at VIP 11, but because of some circumstances, nearly all of the money that would have been donated toward VIP 10, I actually did not pay for. There were some outstanding circumstances. So basically, I was able to get to VIP 10 for almost free. So I literally have not spent that much money on this game compared to other people. But pretending that that wasn't the case still, VIP 11, I think for people who normally get to VIP 11, and like I said, it was random circumstances, that's like not replicatable, just people that I knew and whatever. I basically got to VIP 10 for free because of some of those, not donations, but things that happened. Don't want to go too much into it. But yeah, even if I had spent all that money to get up to VIP 11, really, it's I feel like it's a testament to my knowledge of the game that I'm able to keep up with people who've spent so much money on this game. So like I said, even if I had spent that much money to get to VIP 11, I still think that people at VIP 14 or so have spent something like 2, maybe 3 times as much as a VIP 11. So just a little, I don't know, self-congratulatory pat on my own back. But very happy to say I was able to succeed in my vision, to get 2 wins in a row against him, to show that my team is viable. And as you can see here, I'll slow it down here for this play-by-play. I switched Laura to be in front of Godslayer. Then I put Julianne in the back row because she has angel wings, so she'll be able, even though she's weak to Godslayer and she has high HP, high damage immune, she'll be able to evade and also absorb those blows. And then at least for the first round, Laura will be able to completely stop anything from Godslayer, which would be fantastic if the RNG targeted Godslayer to make it so that he only hit Laura. Like I said, every time he KOs somebody, he gets stronger, he gets more basically invincibility, but this combo here on his column should stop that from happening. So time did target Godslayer, which is normally what happens in these fights. And let's see what he's doing here. So his thorns did absolutely nothing because of all the defense. He went for Laura, so that did literally nothing. I think he's going to go one more time after. Nope. So that completely negated him. He is completely out. And also my Godslayer is also faced in front of Laura, and I'm willing to sacrifice him doing any big damage in the first round, because I know once he touches Laura in round 2, there's no way that she's going to survive. And also, even if he doesn't touch Laura and he goes for Lucas, taking Lucas out earlier in the battle will be helpful. A few matches before, I had tried Godslayer in the far left row, and he was able to take out Time, but when RNG had him hit Thinker instead, his Thinker has a Divine Prayer, so it was completely wasting Godslayer. And in similar fashion, his Julianne is very defense heavy. So whenever my Godslayer would hit his Julianne, it would be a one hit and then negate him from being able to go forward again. And whenever it hit Godslayer, his Godslayer has a lot of defense, and they're both dark on dark. So it really wasn't viable to get Godslayer to keep bullying. So while I was going on at that rant explanation, you can see that I made short work of everything that was going on the other guy's team, on Dubois' team. So that was very good. And this is going to be kind of boring, so I'll go ahead and switch up the speed to not waste any more of our time. And so now it'll be just, and this did happen once before, it was just like 3 of my players versus his Thinker. And with that Divine Prayer, we went 15 rounds, and I was unable to defeat the Thinker. But we have right here, nobody was there. I had a full, healthy team. No way for him to defend himself. And so I got my first win with that team. I was feeling pretty good, and I thought, okay, let's see if this is the one. Will I get 2 in a row? So spoilers, you already saw that I did. So let's see how this turns out. And if I'm able to replicate, like a good scientist, I'm able to replicate the findings of our research here. So you have both Yi and Lucas amping up the defense for the team, as well as Julianne, her damage immune. And got a standard fare how the match usually starts. And the real big thing here is seeing whether or not I have shut down his Godslayer from getting any bonuses in the first round. And so far, so good. Also, Julianne hit his Laura for a duel. So if Time does help, and that's what happened, if Time happens to do Laura instead of Godslayer, because she is in a duel, she will not do her missiles, and she will just attack Julianne for a normal attack. My Laura, my whole team is faster, so in round 2, I should do missiles first, take down a whole bunch of people, most likely his Time, which is what happened. And Pierre goes and helps whittle things down. So going for Laura first, and she is out. I think that, no, he's kept going. All right, so that my Godslayer is able to make short work of the entire team because of his bully technique. Pierre jumps in, takes out Julianne, and bada bing, bada boom, we have success. So that was very nice, especially after a bit of a difficult morning trying to build up the confidence for my team that I actually do have a somewhat decent team. And that, anyway, so I'm not going to be obsessing over getting Dubois anymore. I do know that the team is viable, that I'm able to do things. So let's see this lineup here. I think this might be an AI team, but I'm going to treat it as if it's not. I'll go ahead and switch Godslayer to this, because even though Thinker is up front, I do want to take out that Toko early, and there's no reason to not have her in the center, so I'll go ahead and do that. And we'll go ahead and attack this team here, just so we can finish out the 3 battles and get the reward for winning 3 in a cycle. So we're going here, and I'm pretty sure Laura's just going to knock everyone out in one hit with her pre-missiles. So all this song and dance is a bit of a waste of time. All right, and no, all right. So this might be an actual player. They were able to survive pre-missiles, so that's good. Not much going on here, just back and forth. The Juliannes hitting each other for counterattacks like the advanced Rockefellers they are. Curious says, I think Godslayer's already gone. Yeah, he did. So he didn't do much in the first round. And let's see what Laura can do here. She's going to be able to take everyone out. Oh, Godslayer's faster. Interesting. But he hit Thinker, so it didn't do anything. And all right. So that's take out my Laura. That's very surprising. I shouldn't have underestimated this player, but I mean, obviously, I'm still going to win. There's not anything that they can do now. So now it's just the boring match to take out the Julianne and wait for Chloris to wake up again. And yeah, so now it's just, I'm not even going to force us to go through that. Chloris is just going to have to wake up. And then the last person, let's see what we got here. Move Godslayer over to there so we can, that's a big mistake. You don't want to put two Superman in the same column. If the person has Godslayer, that's just a recipe for disaster. This team is quite weak, so this is obviously an AI. Just scattered throughout by the devs to help make sure it's not just people versus people and nobody ever progresses up the ladder here. It's just my assumption. So we're going to go ahead here and gonna knock everyone out. Yep. And that was a super easy win. We got us our love summons. Let's go ahead here and use those up. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And all auto recycled. And yeah, let's go ahead and collect our 2-hour prize. And I'll go ahead here really quick to show what I was working with. So we have Laura here. Here's what she's got equipped. Hoping to someday get Godslayer, a similar set of Stigs. And here's everything she's got going on there. I'm not using Toko for my team. Here's Julianne and everything she's got going on. And the talents that she's working with. Here's Godslayer, the guy I've been working on. I just gave him this new piece of equipment, and as you can see, he's not that strong, and that's one of the reasons why I'm struggling. I just recently got his broken armor. It was at like 60% before, but the past couple days I've been working on it. It's up to almost 100. That's fantastic. To do that, I did sacrifice his crit. He used to be running Eden, but now he is running Primal to get that broken armor up. And these guys down here are helping with getting his crit up to a decent level. So yeah, we got my Pierre over here, no longer running Divine Prayer, and wantingly missing T2 gear. And yeah, here's that work in progress, Satan. Let's go here to Darkness. I like Pierre too, whatever that command was. Oh, and I desperately need to up his redemption stigs. So yeah, there's that here. I'm 1 card away from being able to awaken his final skill. And then we'll jump over to Yi. Still at Mythic Plus, 1 card away from being able to get him to transcend. And yeah, and also he needs a lot of T2s, and here's his stuff here. The only 2 talents he's able to get. But yeah, so thank you all for joining and sticking by. We're excited to keep going. Yeah, let's see. Am I going to get a raffle? Oh, no raffle. All right, well, thank you all very much for your continued support and watching. And yeah, let's see you on the next video. Peace.